Hello, hello. Welcome to VP Media Pro. I am your host, Quaōcha. Thanks for joining. VP Media Pro podcast takes a holistic approach to encouraging and educating aspiring entrepreneurs on the life cycle of business ownership. Listeners will hear open discussions from business experts and community leaders on different business success topics that range from leadership, trends, business planning, work-life balance, money, marketing, mindset, and so much more. Today's episode is Staying Resilient in Your Pursuit to Success. I have the pleasure of introducing a savvy marketing manager who rubs elbows with a lot of celebrities. His protege is a social media influencer, entertainer, and actor. Our guest is from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and is the founder and owner of clothing brand Iconic. I want to welcome to VP Media Pro, the man of many hats, Jerome Stewart. Hey, Jerome, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I thank you so much for coming to VP Media Pro. I'm sure your schedule is so busy. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background? What sparked your entrepreneurial journey?
What basically started is, I guess I would have to say, my mom, at the end of the day, growing up, seeing like a lot of things of what she was doing, like she would do like a lot of MLMs, like, Mary Kay and everything like that. She always wanted to work for herself, and then my dad had his own business as well, so he basically put that into my head that at the end of the day, you want to own your own instead of work for somebody. Mm-hmm. So, I used to see him work a lot, like, because at the time when he did own the business didn't do too well. And he was working 2 jobs. And, he's like, son, I don't want you to ever work like this. You know what I'm saying? The only way that you can basically be more successful is when you own it. No one's there to tell you when to wake up, when to do all these things. And at the end of the day, you have something that you can give to your children. So, I kept that in mind, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that. But, I didn't think about it at first. I did the most average thing that, normal Americans do. Just go to school, go to college. I was like, I want to be a psychologist. That's what I want to do. I didn't think about business. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to work with somebody. And then one day I had a job, and I gave my idea, and they basically stole my idea, and it went nationwide. Didn't give me no credit for it at all, So I was like, you know what? That's put me like more full-fledged. I got to basically work on my own business and everything like that. So that's when I started to close Iconic, right? Which is also a management company as well. And when I started that, I thought that at the end of the day, there's a lot of people are icons and unique in their own way. That's like a little play on word, Iconic.
I like that.
Yeah. So the thing is that everybody has a superpower. You can be someone that can basically cut hair. It could be someone that can play basketball like LeBron James, Everybody has an ability. Like there's nothing smaller than someone else's ability. It's just because where we live and like social media and everything like that, they put some higher than others, but it's basically the same. Like I'd rather basically be the person that know how to cook than play basketball. But I don't know, I like the money though in basketball though. So that's pretty good. But I'd rather learn how to do those things that can basically sustain myself. But people can do that very well, And I just think that I want to tell people, everybody that they can be special. You don't have to be a Beyonce or a Jay-Z or a LeBron. You're special in your own right. You can do what they can do as well. Practice, or use your ability of what you can do and learn, and you can make something great of it.
Absolutely, I agree with that. So basically, we all are born with a gift, and we all are unique in our own way, and just build off of that. Is that fair to say? Okay. And so, what is your role as a marketing manager?
All right. So when it comes to the roles that I have, one of the main things that I do is I just try to find like other clientele that we can work with, certain companies. Also, too, I try to basically research like what people like in different countries as well, right? So one of the things is I try to basically introduce cousin skeeters to certain like markets. Like let's say, for instance, right now, what we're working on now is the gaming market. Previously, I was able to basically get them in Fortnite, but we are basically trying to tap in a little bit more. I see my main goal is to basically get into all kinds of communities and try to get his fan base even more, even though he's really big. So my main thing is, I would say, is that I try to bring more opportunities. I also basically be like his day to day, like what he needs to do today, what needs to get planned, how we need to do this. You know, like almost like saying like I'm like a manager slash secretary. Say like
So, who is Cousin Skeeter?
so. Cousin Skeeter is like one of the biggest social media influencers like in the world. Like he's basically got one of the top like songs in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like 100 million, and then we released in January. He's a person that, if I had to define him, as a person that really brings joy to a lot of people.
Mhm.
Especially during the 2020, like the coronavirus. You know, he is an actor as well, like how you said before previously. But yeah, social media influencer is like one of the biggest ones. Yeah, go follow him.
How did you discover Cousin Skeeter?
So how we discovered,
Yeah.
I knew him for years. What makes it crazy is that we had a business before previously. We started with this clothing brand called Alter Ego. Like before I had Icon Ego, I was an Alter Ego, and we basically was like we vibed very well, and it's like our minds connected. Like we was basically able to do certain things that other clothing brands wasn't able to do, with our mindset. Then, or I moved off to Richmond, so we basically separated that time. And then one day, I saw a video that he did, and I was like, man, that's a cool video and everything like that. He's starting to get a little bit of buzz. Like maybe he had like 10K at the time. And he was basically reached out to him. Well, we reached out to just rekindle talk, because we haven't talked in years, because ever since I moved and came back. And after that, I told him about all the things that I did in Richmond. I was basically managing another person, and he saw my work. I like what you're doing. I love the way that you're basically helping out this other person when it comes to like reaching out to celebrities and more people to get her brand out there. So he was like, you know what, I'm the only one doing this, so I need help. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna help you. You know what I mean? Like he's like a family, like a brother. So I mean, I gotta make sure that everything's good.
Yeah. So you could already see, or did you know that there was a star in him? So you basically his gift of humor turned him into a star. Did you already see that?
I knew that, whatever he did, he was gonna be successful in it because he's just that smart. If you're gonna ask me, he'd probably kill me for saying this. I would never thought he was funny at the beginning. Like I was like, what? Not from his video, just in person. I was like, you don't make jokes, you don't say nothing. I thought I'd be the most funniest person, but shocked me. Yeah, now he's hilarious, right?
Yeah. No, you know what? And I just wanted to know, so outside of you discovering Cousin Skeeter, and you knew, I guess, within him that he was going to be something great, obviously something magical, because I've seen quite a few of his shows on Instagram and things like that, and he definitely is a humorous person. So, what is that like for you? Having your protege as a social media influencer, one of the top social media influencers and entertainer and actor. Do you see a lot of? Do you now have people who are looking to achieve the same thing? And if so, how do you help them to stay resilient? As they are pursuing their career goals.
Well, one of the major things that I basically do when it comes to artists, like every human being is very different, right? But I believe that we all have like in me, I'm very religious, I believe in God and everything like that. One of the things that I basically believe is that, God made us a spitting image of him, right? Vengeful, can be angry, can be happy, all these laughters, all these things. So I feel like at the end of the day, we have this energy, right? And the thing is, we have to basically use a certain energy to basically focus to our goals to keep on going. Like, if I had to use an example, like let's say, for instance, remember when we first started Cousin Skeeter, right? No one believed, and they was like, you know what? I don't believe you. I don't think that you can do this. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is idiotic. But I told them to use that energy. Like that's the best energy to use. Like what's the best thing is success. I don't want to go out there and run and punch you in the face or try to hurt you. Like, why do that? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, is like I don't want to cause more, animosity, whatever. But I can do it by showing you what I'm doing. What you laughed at and showed you a reason why that you should actually trust someone. But that is my major thing of what I basically teach them to do. And also too, one another thing that research. I think at the end of the day is like they must understand multiple fields. And the reason why I say that is because if you're a social influencer, you want to basically, get some like money, you don't want to be broke out here and basically doing social media. So the thing is that, by you doing the research, you're going to basically come across these people, especially if you just get as big as what Cousin Skeeter is. So the more that you research, the more I would say opportunities will come for you, be available. That's how, like I said before, the Fortnite and everything like that. We research everything. It could be something about games, toys. It can be about a water hose. I don't care what it is. See, the more knowledge that you put in yourself, the more things that you'll be able to basically talk about. Let's say if you have a business meeting or something that even that little thing, like I said, of a water hose, you can like, you know what, I'm gonna make something creative. Like I give you an example. I Cousin Skeeter came to me one day and he was like, yo, I need a mop, I need a bucket, right? A bucket. And I was like, what do you need a bucket for? He's like, I'm about to mop the sand on a beach. I'm like, that is so stupid. That's dumb, right? Chaotic. So the craziest thing is when he was researching, he looked on Reddit and looked at what basically makes certain videos go viral. And he was like, it's really quick, it's simple and everything like that. He was researching from other social influencers and boom, that video went crazy. And I was like, I told him, I'll never question you ever again. You can say, hey, I need a water hose and freaking take the fire out the ocean. I don't care. Like, it's going to do good. But, that's my main thing is like research and use the certain energy to basically make yourself go farther.
I love that. So are you saying that vision is important? So before you know what to research, you have to already have vision, right? So you can be a little bit more intentional.
Yeah, correct. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that if you have I won't say like goal, like a vision, like how you said, like if you know what you want to do, I still say basically, yeah, definitely research. And the thing is, reason why I say research anything is because even though if you have those things, you never know what obstacle going to come across. Like you can plan all damn day. So sorry if I cuss or whatever, say the D word, but you know what I'm saying. But you can basically plan all day. Something's going to go wrong. That's the reason why I say that. Like, and have that vision, but understand. Look up everything. You never know what's going to come across you. Like right, like when we basically did music, we had to research everything about music and understand how some do. We never thought that we would do that. That was never an intention of doing music. Like we was going to do music as we help out other celebrities, not be an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like we had that, like the song that's really popping. We had it for like months, like almost 6-7 months before we ever released it. Just to think about what we want to do. But yeah, that's the reason why I say is that research everything, no matter what it is, I mean, you still have a vision of what you want to do, but your vision might change. It always evolves.
I love that you said that. And I love that Cousin Skeeter was so risky because some things work and some things don't. So do you think that resilience is a risky is risky?
Yeah. I mean, resilience is risky, but everything's risky. Walking across the street is risky. Walking out my house is risky. Someone coughing in my face right now, super risky.
Today it's risky. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, so the thing is that everything comes with risk. So I think, yeah, resilience is definitely risky. I mean, anytime that you're going for your dream and basically trying to fight other dream killers, it is the most riskiest thing because the thing is that you put yourself and your mind into a state where you can be very depressed. This is not no easy game to basically do. And I mean, that's not even just entertainment industry. That's with everything. It's like your brain and you have these people saying you can't do this, you're not this, you're stupid, you're dumb, and everything like that. You have all these things in your mind, and it basically can hinder you in certain things. And you would notice that if you see a lot of people that are successful, is a lot of things that they have that they basically sacrifice is sometimes, how they feel about other people. Like sometimes they have a chip on their shoulder. So the thing is that I feel like when it comes to resilience, as long as you basically have some faith in something and belief in anything, like at the end of the day, my faith is in God, at the end of the day, whatever faith that someone else have. But yeah, it's definitely risky.
Yeah, call me the dream killer slayer. That's who I am. But I definitely agree with you as far as entrepreneurship being really, really risky. And like you say, anything that you do, me sitting in this chair is really risky. I had to have my faith in this chair that I won't fall, and that can be risky. So many aspiring entrepreneurs are people who want to get into business. They're really afraid to get into business because it is risky. So you're saying, so for those of you who are listening, you're saying that risk is everywhere.
Correct.
So, okay, I love that. So tell me, what does success mean to you? I know success is different from person to person, but tell me, what does success mean to you?
Success to me.
Mm-hmm.
Success to me means that I can take my mama around the world. You know what I mean? Like I can do anything for her, like that's the main reason why I do a lot of things. Like to me, that's what I have here. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she raised me, now that I have the ability that I can basically take her where she wants and go to where she wants. She wants something, she want like something new, I can pay for it now. And I mean, to me, that's success. But success doesn't have to be about like financial gain or anything like that. It's just the ability to basically spend time with someone that you love. And I think that's more than money. Like at the end of the day, it's like I meet millions of people that have money and still be super depressed. I can't no names, but at the end of the day, they have money, and they still be sad. They still go through life problems because money doesn't basically make things better. It makes like your living situation better. But you can get $5 million and someone you really love die. That 5 million means nothing. So I honestly feel like to me success means, being around family and to be able to do things with them, that, couldn't do before, and that's what I love to do. That's what I see as success. I feel like as a son, that is something I always grew and aspired to be. I feel like if someone had that good parent, like they had a good mom or parent or whatever, I think they aspire to basically show them greatness and to basically do things for them as how they took care of us when we were younger.
Yeah, you seem to be so positive. Your aura is definitely very positive. And so how do you, because being an entrepreneur, there is the other side to entrepreneurship that a lot of people don't like to talk about, like mental health and how much of a struggle it can be to accomplish your goals. You have the dream killers, like you were just talking about. You have so many different challenges and obstacles and things like that as you are alongside your entrepreneurial journey. So, how do you maintain a positive attitude during these challenging situations and
Hmm.
not just say, you know what, I quit or I can't do this anymore? How do you, or even just beginning to think negative or self doubt?
I guess for me, it's crazy. Like those are like at the end of the day, it's like really hard because I can't say and sit here like, man, I never cried doing this. What? Me, me and my client cried together. So it's like I can't. I don't think there's a really definite answer like what to do better. But I try to keep. But all right, I'd say this: you should basically have someone that you're close to.
Mm,
Could be a partner, could be a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? If that person is down for you and holds you down, that extra person is what you would need when it comes to your mental health, or see a psychologist. At the end of the day, it's like I really feel like with being an entrepreneur, it's there's really no answer of how to make yourself happy 24/7. Just the only thing I can say for really is that I'm thinking of like how to basically put it, but I think the only way to do it is just to stay focused on your goal and just be like, you know what, prove them wrong. But at the end of the day, there's always that, especially if you got family members. I mean, it's like, forgive me, I'm giving so many things, but it's a hard thing to do. I can't be like, yo, this is the magic thing of what I did and I felt better. No, I did. At the end of the day, even still things to this day, I still feel like the stress and everything like that. There's a lot of things, I mean, I still have to basically, try to meditate, try to basically talk to people that I love to help me out with certain things of how I feel, because sometimes, regardless of what position you are in life, sometimes you still have doubt. You be like, you know what? I don't think that I can do this. I don't think that, I think that in day, if you have someone that could be in your corner, that's something that basically worked for me.
Yeah, I think it's important to always have a good support system, to someone like you just said that you can talk to, because it does get rough. And sometimes you can feel like you're the odd one out. Sometimes you can feel like you're the only one who is going through what it is you're going through. That's why I like to surround myself with like-minded entrepreneurs, because they can provide me with some feedback. Not only just give me some feedback, but there's that support,
Yeah.
so they understand. So I totally agree, of what you just said. How do I do have a question? How big, going off of what I just talked about with supporters, how big are supporters when it comes to pursuing success? Because most of the time, what you hear is it gets lonely at the top. Is it really lonely?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like, just imagine. So I would say like this, right? The reason why it gets lonely is because what happens is the people that knew you before you was basically making it or famous or whatever. Well, especially in my field, they don't treat me the same way. What
Mm.
I'm saying? They'd be like, hey Jerome, all this and that, oh yeah, I'm homeless. Can you help me with this and that and that? I get that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's really lowly because the people that you think are there can be secretly kind of like hating on you and believe like, you know what? They didn't think that it was going to be like you thought they were your friends, but the change,
Mhm.
I lost thousands, not thousands. I'm like over exaggerating. I lost some friends I thought were my best friends, because they didn't really want to believe in the dream, and they kind of dragged me down. So it is kind of lonely being getting there to your goal. It's the best story that I will say, and I will give to my kids is the little red hen, right?
Mhm.
All
Mhm.
his friends helping him out. Like now, he was like, "Can you help me out? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this?" But he wasn't trying to help you out. But when that the hen basically was like, "All right, I'm gonna cook the food myself. I'm gonna do everything." Everybody started popping out the woodwork. That is basically what they mean by lonely at the top. You know what I'm saying? I think at the end of the day, people just look at you as when they see that they want to just grab and grab, give me, grab, give me, other than try to basically work to get to the goal where we at right now.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that one. I truly do. So not only is resilience is risky, but along the way of you pursuing your goals and your dreams as an entrepreneur, you're going to lose some people who were there with you pre entrepreneur journey. I
Correct.
mean, the same thing, happened to me. I outgrew my network, ended up developing a new network of people that I know, because we just outgrew one another. We had different life plans, different life goals, and so I totally agree with you on that. So how do you keep an eye out on the big picture when you are in challenging situations? So I know how you maintain a positive attitude. I know that you are, you keep your faith, so that helps you stay grounded. But how do you keep an eye out on the big picture, even though you're going through a situation, you're going through tough times? What helps with that?
What helps with that
Yeah,
is basically speaking things into existence. Like you wait.
manifestation.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Manifestation. That's the way that's gonna help you out. Every time before I do something, I remember I'll be like, before I met Kanye West, I'm like, he did a dance. I was like, you know what? We're gonna have someone big this year, and I would say we're gonna have like Kanye. Boom, Kanye would happen. See, the thing is, when you put those things into your mind, right? It's
Hmm.
more than just it just coming true. It's more of you making confidence in yourself. Like, I'm be great, I'm be great, I'm be great, I'm be great, I'm be great. Like the one thing that my father did, and thing I just thought about it now, that really helped me, and also too with other kids, is that positive reinforcement. You know,
Mm,
I'll be great, 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 I'll be great. Now the kids that basically be called I'll be great, I'm great, 90% will be great, do good, may go to school, be a positive, whatever, do whatever they want to do. But the person that they said they ain't gonna be nothing, he's probably in jail, prison, or something like that, like because he doesn't believe in himself. So I think within yourself, you have to believe and keep saying it. So when you keep saying it and keep saying it, it's like a liar. If a liar keeps on saying a lie, he's going to believe that lie.
that's true.
So it's like you got to keep on believing it. Like, I'm going to be great. I'm gonna be great. Wake up in the mirror, look in the mirror and be like, I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Even if it falls through, the fact that you believe it is going to come through. Like the universe works in a certain way. If you like, your mind is like the most important thing. Like you don't have to really know. Like you don't have to basically be super in tune to your vision, right? When I mean be in tune with your vision, what I mean is like you might not know how to basically get there, right? But just be like, I'm gonna do this, and then you're gonna find out. It's gonna come to you, and you're gonna be like, all right, you know what? Now I know what to do. It might not come at the time you want to, but it'll definitely come. Just put it to your mind.
Please talk about the microwavable society that we live in today. So, from your perspective, for someone who is looking to go big, somebody who's a visionary. Visionaries, I tend to think we have marathon thinking, long-term thinkers. And so for someone who is who thinks long term, is it possible to really be successful, really stand out, really, yeah, is it possible to really be successful even though we live in a society where you have options everywhere, and when you have talent that just comes and goes? What's your thought about that?
I think right now, this is like the best time, at the end of the day, even though there are so many things, like, even though there's so many opportunities, things like that's like fading away, like, again,
Mhm.
that's also a lot of opportunities to your way compared to what it is before, like, imagine that, you had to have a gatekeeper to get into the music industry, or you had to basically do this thing, right? But now you have a lot of options to figure out how you want to do it. Like, someone basically is like, I want to do movies. They go on YouTube, they research all the stuff that they need, and boom, they got it. They have all the resources. You have an unlimited library on your phone. Hopefully you have a lot of data, but yeah,
Yeah.
but you have an unlimited library there. So I think it's 10 times easier. Don't be wrong, it is hard, to stand out, but you have all the ways. The thing is, the trick is you have to be like what the show was like, resilient, and also just keep going, regardless of anything. It's like eventually you'll go on your craft. You just have to keep at it. You know what
How
I'm
do
saying?
you know if you're going into the right direction, though? How do you know? What if you ever had someone who was resilient, but they were going in the wrong direction?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time.
How do you know?
Mm, I think one of the main things, learn from your mistakes. Every mistake that you make, understand, keep note of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to fail, you want to know these things. So sometimes what you see is what people do is that we like, I'm not going to change it up. I'm gonna keep failing and keep doing it, but it's going to work. But you already know it's failing. Why keep on doing it? So some people have that mindset to be like, I don't believe in evolution of changing myself to make
Mm.
something different. So that's how you basically know if you're on the right path, because certain things you're going to be like, you know what, this didn't work. Okay. This didn't work. All right. But I'm going to try this. This didn't work. Oh, now this is working. Okay. But while this is working, I want to work on what's next. And like, you always were basically going to play with, like, I'm trying to think of the word. You're always going to basically keep on trying to
Evolve.
correct. My brain freeze. Sorry. But yeah, evolve. So that's the thing, is like, if we don't basically keep on evolving, then you're going to stay in the same corner.
And that's not good either. I mean, when you take a look at these big businesses, these Fortune 500 companies, they are disappearing, and new businesses are starting. Ones that are innovative, ones that are constantly evolving with the technology of today. With social media, They are, I mean, everything that's going on now, we're in a digital space. So again, as I was talking about before, there's a lot of options. There are, like you were just mentioning, there's an abundance amount of resources for someone to research on how to become successful. I guess it all boils down to putting that work in and being passionate. Would you agree?
Yeah.
As far as like your okay, as far as like your level of being resilient, you have to have heart for what it is that you're doing,
Mhm.
and you have to have, I guess, your why.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
You have those things, and you should basically do it like that. Basically, yeah, sums up everything I was saying. Like, there shouldn't be no excuse for someone to say I can't do anything. Like,
Mm,
you can
not
go
today. Not today.
fast. You shoot like on YouTube. Like, don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna fix my car, but YouTube, I can learn how to fix my car. I can change my oil. I can change my tire. I can learn how to cut hair. You have all these things and all these things that you can learn from. It's all about if you got the heart to basically keep on doing it. It's not. This ain't for the weak.
So, which brings me to another question of mine that I had. So, do you believe that resilience is already within us, that we're born with resiliency, or that's something that can be developed?
It can be definitely developed. I don't think it's like born into us. I don't believe in that. Oh, came
Okay.
straight a legend. You know what I mean? Like all these things, all these things affect like why you're resilient. You know what I mean? Like it's it basically goes back to what I was saying when it came to like positive reinforcement. Like those things can basically put into it. And this your experiences. Like, when I said like what made me feel like, what, I'm gonna keep going is because that job basically stole from me. And I was like, you know what? Y'all stole from me. I'm gonna do my own thing and do it better.
So, I guess, so how that's really tough to bounce back from someone stealing your idea, and I mean, you see it all the time, especially with, on social media. So many people are doing challenges. So many people are, on TikTok, on Instagram, and or even a word. They can take a word and, make it into something great. I've heard so many times where people come out, ordinary people just go online, didn't think that they were going to go viral at all. And then they say a slogan, and then wham, the entire world knows about it. And there's a domain name underneath it. There's a business that has developed because of that slogan, something they have recently said. And like the one of the I believe he trademarked his, where the money resides. I
Yeah.
was so worried for that guy. I was like, oh my goodness, somebody's going to take his stuff and, and not give him his credit. So I guess it's safe to say along the way of entrepreneurship, it's important to copyright and trademark your material too, right?
No, most definitely, most definitely. And I mean that goes back to basically learning from your mistakes.
Yeah.
One thing that we did that was like a mistake, like but eventually, yeah, you'll learn from them. You know what I mean? Like the catch the you ever remember Drake Catch the Feeling? Like I think it's like Kiki, Do You Love Me? What's that song called? Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you say. Yeah.
Yeah, so we started the challenge and everything like that. But certain things you can't trademark or copyright, especially when it comes to social media. A lot of things is like image or your name or your domain. But sometimes you learn from mistakes. It
Yeah.
happens. Someone might steal your idea, but you just at the end of the day, it sucks. It's horrible, but you got to bounce back. You got to figure something out. If the fact that you was able to do that one time, you could do it again. So yeah, I do believe in trademark, but I honestly feel like when it comes to that, right? I don't think that is something you do immediately. You know what I'm saying? I think like if it's viral, it pops like that, then yeah, do it. But I feel like at the end of the day, if you're on your process, because you might change to something else. Like I was in clothes and now, I mean, I'm still doing clothes, but I was in clothes and I went straight to management. You know what I mean? Like don't just put everything there because I mean, you're going to still need basically money to fund the things you're doing. When you get a trademark, copyright, well, trademark can be a little hefty. You know what I'm saying? It's not like an LLC. It's not
No,
like an
it's not.
LLC.
It's not $100. No, we're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we can buy LLCs all day, but but trademark costs some money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell someone like, yo, do that immediately. But
Yeah.
when you're going in there and you basically getting your stuff focused and getting all your stuff like done and everything like that, and it's starting to come out, then that's when I would say do it. That's
Mhm.
my opinion, my thought. That's how I did it.
So tell me, what was the highlight of your career so far as a marketing manager, and just in general, being in the industry? What was the highlight of your career?
I would say the fact that I was able to get that is on my client was on Forbes. You know, what made it a highlight is because we were talking about previously when it's like formations, right? I basically told him like, you know what, we're gonna be on Forbes. Like within 2 months, he was on Forbes, and I really liked it because I grew up on Forbes. Like to me, that was something that as an entrepreneur, everybody knows about Forbes or should know about Forbes.
Yeah.
It's like these are the people that you study all the time. So like to be with the greats like Jay-Z or Beyonce, my clients on it, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I would never thought like that's more important than anybody I met or even the amount of money. Like to me, that's just priceless. Like, dang, I didn't think that someone from Virginia like me would be able to basically do something like that.
Right. Yes. What a way to put Virginia on the map. Yeah. So do you take care? How do you take care of yourself? How do you stick to daily routines? Matter of fact, let me ask you this. How important are routines in regards to you reaching your entrepreneurial goals?
See, see, the crazy thing is, I guess I'm like unorthodox. When it comes to I'm spontaneous. It's like if I think of something, then I'm like, you know what, let's do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I used to think, it depends on what it is, right?
Okay.
I used to think that, I should always like plan, I'm like, have this routine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to wake at this time. I'm going to use the bathroom at 2 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I don't really believe in that because for me, your life is not going to like, you can plan all day. Like I'm going to plan and I'm going to put these YouTube videos all day. I'm going to do all this, right? And then your plan doesn't work. But when you focus your mind and be like, you know what, this is my plan and my routine, you're going to be like, all right, I'm stuck. You ever had something where you was planning for something all day, right? And then something goes wrong and you like, I don't know what to do now. Because you like, I don't know how to basically do it. A lot of times I just try to not like, I'll make a plan, but I won't put 100% of stock in it because I know that plan can go sideways and I have to figure something out. So I don't really have a routine or anything like that. And it's funny, I've been around like a lot of people and I was thinking like, man, you must have a schedule. You must have all these things. Like the perfect one is Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? You were thinking like, all right, he has all this stuff. Everything is like together. Nope. He basically goes off. He was like, you know what? How much shoes be made today? Let's make a song at the same time. I'm gonna build some schools for children. Like all this is really what he's doing. I'm seeing it like off the brain. There's no one writing it down or whatever. He's like, yo, this is what I'm doing. And he's a multi-billionaire.
Yeah. So do you think that it's just case by case, or you just say this is across the board? You just need to be spontaneous across the board.
See, because I don't know, it's like the entertainment industry is very different from live. Like I don't know if they can do that, but I think it's a case by case basis. But
Okay.
if you're in the entertainment industry or that, I don't know how it would be if I had like a storefront. Because I think with storefronts and stuff like that, you'll definitely have to be a planner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how much you like all this stuff. You know what I mean? So for someone that doesn't have something like that, like a storefront, whatever, I think that basically, yeah, I wouldn't plan like a plan, but not planned, like not focus your mind like, all right, this is gonna work and this is what's gonna happen. Always be like, I think I take it back. Always just expect the unexpected. That's what I should say. There we go.
I agree. And you know what? I actually tend to put out the best work when I'm not planning, when I'm not doing everything down to the T. I mean, even when we were doing this podcast, it didn't go as planned,
Yeah.
and I'm learning that you just gotta keep it moving and adapt to whatever situation that happens. But I do like to have multiple like options, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important for me to have multiple options as far as like when I want to do something. So if this doesn't work,
Yeah.
then I don't have to look like, I don't appear to be lost in the sauce if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm already problem solving. Now let's go ahead and let's do this. Okay. So I guess it's fair to say that entrepreneurs need to be problem solvers as well. Tell me, what kind of discipline do you need to have towards the pursuit of success? I know you have to be resilient, but is there anything else that you need to make sure that you do as you are accomplishing your dreams or
Um,
goals? Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that you have your own sets of rules, right? To basically, everybody has different rules of what they have, right? Some
Yeah.
could be to work out, some could be to read, some can do lawn work. Everybody has like their own kind of thing of what they can really kind of do when it comes to that. So I would say for me, is like to like read and try to basically read about stuff that pertains to me or learn from like mentors or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I do. Hope that answered the question. I don't know, man. I was probably
Yeah. What are some good books you're reading?
my favorite book that I read that helped me out was The Art of Respect, and that's by Jay Prince. I just love the fact of his principles and what he stands for. When it comes to like even the way how he basically eats, what I'm saying, is basically a good principle. Like he only eats one meal a day. You feel what I mean? Like a big meal. And he basically say that it's just basically to show restraint, not to basically be a glutton or be the glutton. You know what I'm saying? Just, and I like that what he basically how he handled like when it came to Floyd Mayweather, how he has a lot of stories that goes for decades. And sometimes when it comes to people that have been in the game longer than us, it's always good to listen to our elders and see how they did it. It definitely might be very different now, but you want to basically look at something like that. That's probably in your field. It don't even actually have to be in your field, but you will be more inspired by someone in your field.
Speaking of being inspired by someone in your field, what advice do you have for someone who is pursuing the same career as you?
I would tell them just, ready strap up. You know what I'm saying? This is not easy. You are definitely going to basically shed some tears. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you like just, you can't cry, but so maybe mentally you will. But the thing is, understand this is not no easy game to do. Just believe in yourself and just keep pushing. At the end of the day, just keep pushing, keep pushing. That's going to come with the game. You're going to be sad. You're going to be not happy. You might be depressed. But hey, the reward of basically doing those things would be the most greatest reward. And always think of that and keep that in mind, of what you really want. Like I have one person in Richmond, I think he owns a media company, and he basically does it for his kids. He has his main goal and he has multiple businesses, and I'm really proud of him. He even got something called IndieTube, which is actually pretty doing good. You know what I'm saying? So he has multiple business, but his main goal is his kids. You know what I'm saying? And he wants to basically give something back to his kids. So if you have something like that and you have that in the back of your mind, you're never going to basically stop.
Your why. That's why I always say your why has to be so powerful, because that's the motivator. Right? Well, actually, not necessarily a motivator, because I believe, in my opinion, that motivation, you'll have motivation one day and then it'll drop.
Yeah,
But it's discipline,
correct.
that kicks in. And the discipline is driven off of your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you pursuing this career? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Why are you going into business? Because that's what's going to make you get up out of bed. Like you just mentioned about your friend, his children, are his why. It's his why. So I
I'm
think,
gonna use that. My why.
yeah, your why. You gotta have, man, Jerome, you gotta have a why. And that's one thing I make sure that I have at all times, because building the Village Project was not easy. It still isn't easy to build the Village Project. I'm up against other business incubators. I'm up against so many other things, but I have to not only just keep my vision, in front of me at all times, my vision board right here, beside me at all times to stay focused. But I also I'm driven off of my why. That's something that nobody can take away from me. So being that I do have my why, that gets me up every single day. And I'm just going towards, me building my business. So absolutely. I think it's fair to add what would help with resiliency is having your why. So outside of serving your clients through marketing management and working on other entrepreneurial projects, what are a few additional things that you enjoy doing? I think I heard reading in there too somewhere, but what else do you enjoy doing?
Traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, like the tell you truth, I'm just to me like people see me on social media like, man, he's having so much fun. Honestly, you can ask anybody that knows me. I just read. Honestly, I really don't really go nowhere other than like a lot of times I go places because of business, but to me, I get lost in reading, and I love to just research. Like to me, I think that's fun to research. I'm a weird person. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's not weird. That's what you said. That's unique. That's your icon. You're unique.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
I love doing it. I love finding about new things and everything like that. So I think that's what I would say I like afterwards. I mean, and also too is like I like learning about different cultures and traveling. Traveling is fantastic.
Yeah. So it sounds like to me you're a life learner.
Yeah.
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 I think you gotta be too to be an entrepreneur, to be a successful entrepreneur, like you just said. Otherwise, I mean, you'd be stagnant as an entrepreneur. How could you grow if you feel like you already have, all what you know? I think it's always room to improve, always room to grow, always room to learn more. So the day that I stop learning is probably the day that I'm no longer here.
Oh yeah, facts. Facts.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us, Jerome, how can listeners contact you beyond this episode?
Well, I mean, I think they can reach me on my Instagram. They can reach me at House _, or they can reach me on Facebook. The same thing. And they can reach me from there. My social media. Like right now, I'm building a website and everything like that. And also too, I'm about to drop my clothing line. I have to show you like what I'm about to drop again. So
Please do.
yeah,
Please do. Yes, I'm really excited about your projects, and I'm so excited to hear about Iconic. So, is there anything else that you would like for the listeners to take away from today's episode?
I want them to know that the Village Project is the best thing ever.
I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, honestly.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, I really love this platform, and I love that basically that people are going to learn from this. Like, there's not that many like African Americans that I know of, even in the industry that having talks like this to have in different kind of businesses, like in different fields. I mean, to basically explain that, like, just imagine that how many people that you're going to help out and be like, you know what, I wanted to basically maybe be a store owner or be a realtor or something like that. You will have all the information here. And you might just change so many lives. Like you would spark the brain of someone that would change.
I definitely appreciate that. I really do appreciate that so much. And well, that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much, Jerome, for your words of wisdom. Thank you for your time and letting us know how to persevere until something happens. Because resiliency is really important, especially if you want to pursue your goals as an entrepreneur, small business owner. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. I'm sure those who've listened learned so much. I know I did. But be sure to like and follow the Village Project on social media. We're active on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as Instagram to even catch a recap of today's episode. Leave a comment. Make sure you leave a comment and let us know your takeaway from today's episode as well. Subscribe to the emailing list at www.villageproject.net to receive notifications on when new episodes post and so much more. Again, thank you all for listening. Thank you so much, Jerome. And as always, grind hard, but self-care harder.
Definitely. Well, appreciate you. Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you.